Cherokee, Delta, electric science fiction blues. One buffalo emerges from the Cretaceous with wings and begins smiling at me. He walks, saunters actually in a hip-bent knee Soweto glide that recalls central Seattle. Fort Campbell, Harlem, Obsidian, London, werewolf by way of West LA. He's wearing pink coal miners boots with golden tassels. Begins rhyming against the beat, cracking pungent crazy horse, Comanche, Arapaho intonation, sports a sparkling mole on his top lip that looks like an encrusted ruby. There are 6 central down pads, pressings for both eyes, stations as support for 12 ivory saxophone keys. The centerpiece is one Inuit rhodium G-string. This is worn as a nose ring. He says, "Pilgrim, I am the reason parents fear children." The choice of one note is iridium. A dismissal of another is prognostic beetroot. Choosing both is hunting simultaneity under evolutionary directive modality. They denied me global entry, so I began to do my artificial intelligence performance art throughout the solar system. I began on Mars. Where I conjoined the Congressional Navy. There is a pension clause that recreates my galactic birth certificate devoid of legible number. Emptiness, aghast, silence, agape caves as the only legitimizing force field fit for habitation. Deote, agape, puma, gecko, Corona. Oh. 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 Blood relations are trumped by arrows. Recurrence does not count in eternity terms. The singularity is pre-digital, post-data, alchemical, biological events are terminated. Tumbleweed, quantum, stop, time, reanimates, and it makes desertion by deserting both God and man, a king of crowned camel crush. Agape, Uma, Peyote, Corona, Gecko, Victoria. A podcast of lust disguised as lips. Even the trash cans are filled with largesse. If Ponderosa means bigger than a hound dog's dick, if Texas implies a place where mistakes are swallowed whole, feisty afterbirths, Congressmen who passed legislation on iridium time sheets, empowered rats, exterminating immigrant children because vermin are more likely to snuggle petty consumer virologists. There are ways and means out of labyrinthine clusterfucks, but no guarantees that healing will ever affect true disease. I found an eyewitness standing in the entrance of a diamond mine, flashing 73 gold teeth. She claimed to have eliminated caste by forcing classification to drink carnation milk laced with hemlock and then sucking the combination through a 620-foot garden hose as if it was a golf ball. This is Toto Blue Blood, the result of a hole-in-one. Agape, Gecko, Peyote, Corona, Victoria.
What ilmat som dreiga skeida hadder door.
The white space claims precedence over the double clicking of the black space man. The donkey interview is basically a confessional. The oral comment to an exchange, which at its highest level is an interchange by a composition that wants only to become a drama chorale of ridiculous, molting tilt divinity about a stolen organ donation box being dropped from a Huey helicopter by a Soma warrior, praise named Ku Chi. Every single mo body knows I'm here. Agape. Gecko. Peyote. Corona. Eat toy. Yep. Cubes of crushed ice, backdoor filters, bleeding cyborg doves of fragile extracts of the sane heritage that incrementally created insanity. Repetition is a brutal necessity toward the education of machines. A beautiful factotum, the mammalian preternatural passage that worked like a charm until the arrival of self-consciousness. Agape. Gecko. Corona. Peyote. walking through the desert at night. I never tread the same path twice. Because although God don't never change, I grow horns and a tail that drags a certified stumble track and leaves burnt cinders. Supernumerary scar tissue that dawdles, follows by using flexibility and humming. Only my songs remain immobile in order to satisfy a neuron packed with the supermembrane, coming and going of fractals, rope-a-dope propellants, oculus, blunt ventilation of torque, post-human gravity by shunt, all produce, a transmission, inclusion, sharing, pairing to lift the limp, innermost pharynx earlier than vertebrae, vestibule, whale systems, canal cavities, waves converting modulant locution of electricity, relocating itself as boomerang chanting, melanin parroting, white noise brawling, mouse, pink, hoarfrost bone erases the liquidity of time for a brutal moment, shock and awe, the mitochondria, Mississippi grave digger, gecko, corona, Uma, oh, it's yep. Young dead men buried beneath earthen dams don't just move through. They aural matriculate. They warp, ghost dance, accumulate grievances, then trade these to forge smokestack, red rooster, jelly roll, Harlem architects, sculpt, carpenters of negritude on agape. The articulation of lust is the will to laugh dopamine. I recall the delicious astrophonics of my childhood. Spiritual leaping by conduction, wisdom becomes experience. Sleeping whilst wide awake, Diego Rivera, do you hear me? The lactation of maternal anti-acidosis into a cartographic mute flooding fuselage, opulent heartbreak, rotation of forage, backlash spiral, debrief, Ascent, Indigo Motel. Every pump, beloved, every vessel, the lover, committed to processing pleasure as charismatic pain. Second visit to Pluto, I found muddy waters. This is what he said to me. Code is the code, is the code, and is distant from a lawful agreement. This is what he said to me. I got an axe-handled pistol on a graveyard frame that shoots a tombstone bullets. They're wearing balls and chains. I'm drinking TNT. I'm smoking dynamite. I hope some screwball starts a fight, 'cause I am ready. I'm ready as anybody can be. I am ready for you. I hope you ready for me. The wounded bell is unbought, unbossed, incorruptible. When located and poured into the songs of asp, it becomes vulnerable, thus destructible, but is able to retain its reverberation through the doctrine of fly agaric certitude, implemented in the process of mass platinum overdose, dragonfly wingspan, toxicological referendum, oka. I am now on the moon. A compendium of magical formulas is based in a silo in the Republic of Water. Surrounded by a lake of whiskey, reached on a slow tourniquet ferry, abandoned to her own decryption as a solar eclipse with multiple lunar coronal implications. Too old to be a tadpole. Too young to be a real frog. I went down to the crossroads, tried to flag myself a ride. No one picked me up, everybody passed me by. The very next day at sunrise, the centaur Chiron met the unicorn Chiron at the crossroads and ordered her to guide. She took her horn off and ground it down into baking powder. This beacon, a bastard of amoral erection. Together they put the music to an election that can only be called multi-directional. You go your way. I'll go mine. Agape.
Damon Smith,